Good morning, everyone. You are watching the YouTube station identification of one of New Bedford, Massachusetts resident YouTubers. I'm here live in the basement. I'm not Ken Ober, and this is not MTV's Remote Control. My name is Eric Lima. I'm the guy with the Craig currently do, and this is WEML-TV Channel 77, Episode 104. It's time for the weekly event center of WEML-TV Channel 77. That's right. And I am here to let everyone know what's up and how's it going. Hope your morning's going well. I want to give a shout out to a new subscriber, Elliot Cease, or Ceci, or Cece. Elliot Cease, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoy it. The videos. You like any of my videos? You have any questions or comments? Please let me know. I appreciate your input. And I know it's not the best YouTube show on the planet, but I do it for entertainment and giggles, and just have a lot of fun and interacting, and to just let everybody know what's up. All right. I talk about wrestling. I talk about I do game shows, video games. I talk about what's going on. There's some subject out there I won't touch, like politics, religion, family drama, online drama, friend drama, and all that. I don't touch that. I don't call out people. I just if something happens, I will explain myself, and just to let everybody know and assure everybody that that everything will be okay. Everything's copacetic. I talk about the Red and Rave podcast that I'm the third co-host of. I know there's a lot going on, and it has been total craziness. You know what I mean? And it's sometimes it is what it is. So let's get right to it. WWE. Event center, so to speak. This is my final event center for the weekly basis. I'm going to go back to show by show by show. Like Raw, I talk about Raw, or I talk about the pay-per-views that happen. I'll talk about that because the winter season. Because the reason why I've been doing it weekly is during the winter season. That's probably the only time I'll do it weekly because I have Saturdays off and whatnot. And at this point, And at this point, with the weather starting to break a little bit, more days of 50-degree weather, plus I'm on vacation this week, so a lot is going on, a lot's going down, and craziness has happened and whatnot. So let's start with FastLane. This is the week of March 21st to the 26th. As you know, today is the 27th. FastLane starts with a kickoff. Sarah Schreiber was reporting about Shane McMahon being injured during training. Then Kevin Patrick interviewed Seth Rollins about his match against Shinsuke Nakamura. The title match that happened on the kickoff, Matt Riddle defending against Mustafa Ali, the United States title on the line. Matt Riddle, the champion. Riddle did retain. Mustafa Ali got upset at Retribution. Reckoning and Slapjack walked down on him while Mason T-Bar gave him the High Justice double choke slam. And that was it. So it looks like Retribution is no more. We will see what happens to the former members of Retribution in the future. I will not be surprised if Mia Yim goes back to NXT. Reckoning goes back to NXT as Mia Yim and kicks up the women's division there, or will she start smacking herself in the middle of the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, or go against either Asuka or Rhea Ripley? It all depends on what happens after WrestleMania. Because usually the night after WrestleMania, crazier things have happened. I will explain more about that. So the Fastlane kicked off with the women's tag team title on the line. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler to defend against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, the WrestleMania 37 opponents for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And Jax and Baszler basically took advantage of the team dissension between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair while they're arguing. Reginald got involved. Jax and Baszler retained the titles, and Sasha Banks / Bianca Belair. More on that from last night's SmackDown. Shane McMahon did leave the trainer's room on a crutch, leg injury, couldn't go. Elias and Jackson Riker were talking to Shane. Shane McMahon goes, I got an idea. And then the Intercontinental title was on the line. Big E defending against a new attitude in Apollo Crews, who now is to get in touch with his Nigerian heritage. And Big E does retain, but Apollo Crews was not done attacking Big E again. More on that match. The Old Spice guy, they had a little Old Spice commercial And the Old Spice guy looks like Rick Boogs of NXT. And Akira Tozawa was looking for R-Truth. And then R-Truth stuck his hand out with a Old Spice deodorant. And then Akira Tozawa knows it was R-Truth. He attacks R-Truth, but then the Old Spice guy is trying to pick up all the, a.k.a. John, but we know it's Rick Boogs, was picking up the deodorants, and then while he was doing that, he was covering R-Truth, and the Ninja referee counted to 3, and he won the 24/7 title. And R-Truth then pinned him back for the 24/7 title for the 51st time in his career, 51st time, which I think was pretty funny. And Akira Tozawa was upset and everything else. And then Braun Strowman, who was supposed to face Shane McMahon, instead had to face Elias. Strowman, not in the mood, decimated Elias, and went to look for Shane McMahon. Matt Riddle was talking to Shinsuke Nakamura as Nakamura was getting ready for his match against Rollins, and then Matt Riddle keeps talking, and Shinsuke Nakamura was hiding from him. He's like, oh well. And then the match happened, and Rollins did pick up the victory over Shinsuke Nakamura. No holds barred. Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. These two old friends went at it, and it was a big, humongous fight, but in the end, Drew McIntyre did win. And then one of the most unique matches that happened on the card that night, Alexa Bliss went one-on-one with Randy Orton. I'm like, okay. Alexa Bliss is kind of like psychotic and out of her mind. Sometimes I look at Alexa Bliss and I said, what? And when she does that creepy, fiendish, like demon doll look, I'm like, how does Ryan Cabrera sleep at night knowing that he's getting married to that, And, God bless Ryan Cabrera. I know it's a character, and I'm sure she's, very sweet in real life, but it was, sometimes you look at the gimmick that she does, and you're like, how does Ryan Cabrera sleep at night? I'm sure she probably does this to help prepare herself and probably prank him or something like that. Be a little hilarious. Oh my God, But anyways, God bless Ryan Cabrera. Anyways, then Alexa Bliss used the voodoo that she do and make Orton cough up the black goo again. Shango Warrior. Then Alexa decided to drop some lights in front of Orton. Orton's like, what, are you trying to kill me? And then shoots a fireball in Orton's face. And then the Fiend's burnt charred head appeared from the ringside, grabs him. And then the Fiend is back. Attack. And I'm going, oobly. So, more on that rivalry. The Universal title on the line. Roman Reigns defending against Daniel Bryan with Edge as a special enforcer. Jey Uso gets involved. Edge attacks Daniel Bryan with a steel chair, giving Roman Reigns the victory to retain the title. Then the FastLane fallout. Bobby Lashley kicks off Raw with MVP. Lashley went one-on-one with Sheamus, Lashley says Drew McIntyre, and then Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander came out to attack Sheamus. McIntyre came out to attack Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Lashley and MVP were upset with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander and said, what are you going to do about Drew McIntyre? And you failed. You failed to win the Raw Tag Titles back. So Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin had a lot to think about. Asuka went one-on-one with Peyton Royce. Royce won in the match an opportunity against Asuka. A victory over Asuka could put Peyton Royce in the title picture. As you know, Charlotte Flair was reported recovering from COVID and probably will miss WrestleMania 37. And with Andrade Cien Almas released by the WWE, so could be some, those two could be spending some quality time as well with each other before Charlotte gets back to work and Andrade goes somewhere else. He doesn't have no 90-day complete clause, so he can go anywhere and compete. So best wishes to Andrade in his future endeavors. After a hard-fought matchup, Asuka did pick up the victory over Peyton Royce, but then Rhea Ripley finally arrived on Raw, making her debut. And right away, she wasted no time, straight up, as she would say, to challenge Asuka for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. Asuka accepts it. This coming Monday Night Raw, they're going to make it official. The contract citing. More on, I will run down the card for both NXT TakeOver Stand Deliver and WrestleMania 37. More on that. And then Adam Pearce was talking about the Drew McIntyre, and McIntyre says, hey, Cedric Alexander, I want them in a handicap. Adam Pearce says, you face them in a handicap match. Drew McIntyre has no problem with that. Miz TV with Miz and Morrison addressing Damian Priest and Bad Bunny, and they're doing a new video dissing Bad Bunny. That's going to happen next week, which I can't believe that's going to happen. So then Miz challenged Bad Bunny to a match for Mania. Jeff Hardy went one-on-one with the Miz. Miz won the matchup. Bad Bunny blasts Miz with the guitar from behind like Miz did to him, and accepted the challenge for Mania and called Miz up. Beep. The B word ends with an H. Or say, call it the B word rhymes with itch. All need I say more. AJ Styles and Omos were heading to the ring, and Riddle rides by them with his scooter and all. They just look at him weird and walk away. AJ Styles and Omos came out and dressed a New Day for Mania. Said they'll win the belts. The New Day came out, questioned the tag team continuity of AJ Styles and Omos. As Kofi Kingston went one-on-one with AJ Styles, it was a heck of a matchup. But thanks to Xavier Woods blowing the trumpet in AJ Styles' face, Kofi Kingston did pick up the victory over AJ Styles in a heck of a matchup. I think Xavier Woods and AJ Styles probably knew each other from their TNA days, as Xavier Woods was known as Consequences Creed back in the day, I'm sure. And I forgot about that, so I almost forgot about that until I realized it. So, and Kevin Patrick interviews Sheamus about, talking about why Drew McIntyre came to his aid and all that. Matt Riddle interrupts Sheamus, which I'm like, you don't do that, man. Then Sheamus, grabs, tugs to Riddle about his scooter. Sheamus picks up the scooter, hits Riddle in the stomach with it. I would be surprised if Sheamus and Riddle go at it at WrestleMania. Could be Riddle's first WrestleMania. Handicap match. Drew McIntyre went up against the Hurt Business's Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin. McIntyre won the matchup. Bobby Lashley MVP was none too happy about this, so he goes to the locker room and said, "Whoever takes out," Lashley goes to the locker room. "Whoever takes out Drew McIntyre, I'll give him a title shot." And then in the women's tag team rankings, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke went up against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler in a non-title matchup. Once again, Reginald gets involved. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler did pick up the victory over the Sexy Muscle Friends. And Alexa Bliss addressed Randy Orton in Alexa's Playground. And then Shane McMahon was hanging out with Elias and Riker, addressing FastLane and Braun Strowman. And they sang a song called Braun is Stupid, which I'm like, you slimed the guy last week, and now you're singing how stupid he is? Dude, I think that Hell in a Cell match against The Undertaker, Shane McMahon's affected your brain and mind. Because you know what? Of all the members of the McMahon family, Shane McMahon is the absolute craziest member of. He likes to fly off things 50 feet. He likes to take on guys bigger than his size. What? Now, what's Shane McMahon going to do next? Is he going to do like he did with the Big Show? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you which way you're going to go. Is right into the tracks of Braun Strowman. You're going to get run over, Shane McMahon. You slimed the guy. Now you're calling him stupid once again. And then Braun Strowman said that he revealed that when he was younger he had a reading disability. Which I was like, it's good that you want people to be aware of it and make awareness, but at the same time, there's people out there they're gonna utilize that and expose things like that just to make you bad. And I'm like, it's good that Braun Strowman mentioned, but Shane's gonna do things worse, and it's gonna go to the point where making an unsanctioned matchup, and I'm sure. But Braun Strowman is ticked at Shane McMahon, and I'm telling you, Shane McMahon made a mistake. Let me tell you. But then Braun Strowman went one-on-one with Elias. Strowman destroyed him. Shane hits Braun with a crutch, didn't affect him. And then Braun says, "You and me at Mania." Shane accepted the challenge, and I'm telling you something right now. You accepted the challenge, Shane McMahon. You don't realize you're on the tracks, man. You are on the tracks, Shane. There is no freaking way you're going to survive this matchup. You better have an ace up your sleeve. But then I said ace up the sleeve. So wait a minute here. Why did Shane McMahon go after Braun Strowman? And I thought about this. The last one on the ground, Braun Strowman was there, and I think he beat Dabba-Kato, and that ended. And then Ron on the ground was never be seen again. I'm thinking that that Shane McMahon must hold Braun Strowman responsible for the demise of Raw Underground. He must hold Braun Strowman responsible for that. I think this goes beyond the Elimination Chamber title picture. I think this goes beyond that. I think Shane McMahon holds Braun Strowman responsible for the demise of Raw Underground by beating Dabba-Kato. I would not be surprised if Dabba-Kato makes a surprise appearance at Mania in the Braun Strowman-Shane McMahon matchup. Braun, I think he's walked right into a trap, and Shane McMahon, despite him being this crazy, he's also pretty smart. And I'm not saying Braun is stupid. I think Braun is unaware of why Shane McMahon's probably going after him. Maybe Braun did not think things through. I'm not saying Braun is stupid. Maybe Braun's caught up in his emotions, and he probably does not realize that Shane McMahon. I'm starting to think. I'm starting to put two and two together here on this one. This is going to be very interesting, to say the least. That could be the reason why Shane McMahon's going after Braun Strowman. I'm thinking. Brain meats, as Dashi would say. Randy Orton was heading to the Thunderdome to address last night's FastLane with Alexa Bliss, who did pick up the victory over Randy Orton. I forgot to say that part. And Alexa Bliss did pick up the victory, thanks to The Fiend, and pinned him in a compromising position. And I think, and even prompting Randy Orton's wife to say something on Twitter about it. I'm surprised Ryan Cabrera did not say anything. Say the least. And then he was in the Thunderdome addressing the situation, and then Alexa Bliss that shows up, interrupts Randy Orton. Appears in the ring behind Orton. Orton's got a can of gasoline, trying to pour all over the ring. Orton RKO's the Fiend. Bliss jumps on the apron again, distracting Orton. Fiend hits Orton with the mandible claw of Sister Abigail. And then Fiend and Bliss standing. Bliss pointed at the WrestleMania sign. A challenge. That match could be happening. Well, I have everything. I have the card for both WrestleMania 37 and NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Speaking of NXT, we're kicking off with Adam Cole arriving with security at the CWC, the Capital Wrestling Center, because of what happened. I will explain all about it. As Zoe Stark and Io Shirai went in a tag match against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez with the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions picking up the victory. And then Gonzalez did a post-match check on Io Shirai, and despite the fact that he's slamming Io Shirai on the announce table back first, Io Shirai's still ready to go. Io Shirai's a tough lady. Gotta love her. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, that incident I was telling you about, posted it on Twitter by William Regal, the general manager of NXT, was at the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Dojo when Kyle O'Reilly was training in there, and then Adam Cole busted right in and went after Kyle O'Reilly. And William Regal's ticked. LA Knight cut a promo on Bronson Reed before his matchup, while Jordan Devlin cut a promo on Kushida. It would be a heck of a matchup. He said, Kushida, respect you. Wrong place, wrong time, though, unfortunately. Bronson Reed took on LA Knight, and with Reed picking up the victory over LA Knight. Also, it was reported on Twitter also that Danny Burch suffered a shoulder injury that would require weeks and months to repair and rest up. Unfortunately, due to that, William Regal made the difficult decision of vacating the tag team titles, but they'll be put up on the line and Stand and Deliver as MSK, the Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasmas, Raul Mendoza, and Joaquin Wild will battle it out in a triple threat match for the belts. Get Fandango, get Breezango in there, make it a fatal four-way. I'm sure. I don't know why, because they should be owed a rematch for those belts, or have they had a rematch already? And Karrion Kross, the man who was responsible for Burch's injury, took on Oney Lorcan, who was ticked about that. Kross did pick up the victory, and Karrion Kross did cut a promo on Finn Balor. Balor interrupts Karrion Kross, and they will confront each other. Regal makes a gauntlet elimination battle royal next week, and in that matchup, only 6 men will qualify. I think the battle royal starts to happen, but pinfalls and submissions, and have an eliminator matchup. Now, the men that will be involved in the battle royal will be Bronson Reed, Dexter Lumis, Kushida, Leon Ruff, Cameron Grimes, Austin Theory, Roderick Strong, LA Knight, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Pete Dunne, Tyler Rust, and Jake Atlas. 6 of those men will qualify in the Gauntlet Eliminator match in Night 1. And whoever wins that Gauntlet Eliminator match will face Johnny Gargano for the North American title in Night 2. I'll run down the card for you because I had it right here. So a little bit more on that. Walter went one-on-one with Drake Maverick when he was trying to find Killian Dane. He busted, and Walter made short work due to the referee stoppage of Drake Maverick. Ciampa challenges Walter for a UK title match. Then Ciampa slaps Walter. Imperium jumps in. Challenge accepted. So that match is happening. Gargano was upset about the matchup with Regal. Regal goes, "You're waiting for night 2. What are you waiting for? You're not fighting 2." So I think Johnny Gargano is Coco Bananas, not William Regal, in my personal opinion. Cameron Grimes was talking to Roderick Strong about money. Strong punches him. And Shotzi Moon. Here we go again. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, after retaining their tag team titles. I forgot to. Ember Moon and retained the tag team titles over Aaliyah and Mercedes Martinez. It was supposed to be Jessie Kamea and Aaliyah, but Jessie Kamea suffered an ankle injury, and Robert Stone persuaded Mercedes Martinez to team up with them again. And then Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon did retain the titles. And like I said, Cameron Grimes talked to Roderick Strong. Strong punched him in the face. And then after the Team Fire Pit, that would be Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, were celebrating, interrupted by Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. I would not be surprised the NXT Women's Tag Team titles will happen at Stand and Deliver. We'll find out for sure. So both matches, the NXT UK title and the Gauntlet Eliminator match, will happen at Stand and Deliver. Jordan Devlin went 1-1 with Kushida, despite the fact that Legado del Fantasma tried to get involved. Devlin did pick up the victory, but Kushida not very happy with LDF attacking Legado del Fantasma, leaving Escobar and Devlin to face off with their respective cruiserweight titles. But then Shawn Michaels, out of nowhere, made an appearance and slid a ladder in between the two men. Both men like, why not? Looks like Shawn Michaels having WrestleMania 10 flashbacks against Razor Ramon to decide the Undisputed Intercontinental Championship. So that match is happening. So with stakes raised a little bit more. Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole had the contract signing for the unsanctioned matchup, and they were arguing, held back by security at the end of the show. But during when the show went off the air, Kyle O'Reilly calls out Adam Cole. Yeah, Michael Cole probably wouldn't stand a chance against Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Cole came out, tried to get at Kyle O'Reilly. Security and William Regal tried to hold him back. Adam Cole decks Regal. There's going to be some consequences coming out of that situation. I would not be very, very surprised. So that was on WWE.com exclusive. Supernova Sessions. So we're talking about NXT UK now. From Thursday night, Thursday night in the UK, but Thursday afternoon here in the States. Supernova Sessions had Noam Dar. The guest was Trent Seven. Noam Dar starts insulting Trent Seven. Shaw Samuels interrupts Trent Seven. I would not be surprised if those two go at it. Sid Scala, because they were talking about Noam Dar versus Tyler Bate in a British Rounds Rules match to determine the number one contender to 8 Kids Heritage Cup Championship. Sid Scala did talk to Joseph Connors and Jenny about the one-on-one match that Connors and Stars would have, Jack Stars, which both ladies are banned from ringside. Fine. Connors did pick up the victory over Jack Stars. The NXT UK Tag Champs, Pretty Deadly, getting ready for their first title defense against Kenny Williams, the Luckian, and Amir Jordan. And Piper Niven did talk and console Stars, and they say Stars and Pipes just beginning. So, Josh Morrow and Danny Jones in a tag match against the new version of The Hunt. As Wild Boars out, Tyson Tebow in. Tebow and Primate did pick up the victory with the guidance of Eddie Dennis. And Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan were training for the tag team title matchup. Looks like they're pumped and ready to go. And Kenny Williams has been tactics have been questioned. Sometimes you do whatever it takes to win the goal, and that's probably what Kenny Williams has going. He's probably sick and tired of losing, and he's trying to win. Amir Jordan likes to fight clean, but who knows? We'll probably see a new attitude in those two guys. And Leah James went one-on-one with Isla Dawn, the White Witch, which Isla Dawn did pick up the victory, but the White Witch has turned to the dark side once again. It's going to be but that could help her down the road. Xia Brookside had one more task for Nina Samuels before the 30 days are up. Clean the men's bathrooms. Poor woman did it, though, but Xia Brookside, good for her. I think it would teach Nina Samuels a lesson, though, however. Kaylee Ray then talked to Isla Dawn after Isla Dawn's victory. And so Isla Dawn's kind of eyeing the NXT UK Women's Championship. Gonna be very interesting. Kaylee Ray's been holding that title for quite a long time, since beating Toni Storm and Piper Niven. Then the no DQ match, Ilya Dragunov. That's the guy that you need to look out for. And if he ever goes to Raw or SmackDown, hopefully they don't tone this guy down, because I like to see Ilya Dragunov go at some of these guys. You know, Ilya Dragunov versus Sheamus one-on-one. Ilya Dragunov's a hard-hitting dude. He went up against Walter. If he can survive against Walter, he could go up against anybody bigger than him. I see Drew McIntyre and Ilya Dragunov. Dude, McIntyre and Sheamus watched the match, and they were very impressed. I like to see Dragunov taking some of these guys. Go to the States. Him and Ciampa. They can go. Or him and Thatcher. Come on. Bring this guy to the States and make him some dream matches. I like Ilya Dragunov. He beat the Thunderstorm Sam Gradwell in a no DQ match. And I'll tell you one thing right now. Like I said, if Ilya Dragunov keeps this up, bring him to the States. Get him some real challengers right here. It's going to be great. Let's go to SmackDown last night. Daniel Bryan kicked off by arriving at the Thunderdome with a chair. Says that he's not leaving until he gets his rematch. Anna Pierce says, I can't grant it to you. Edge interrupts. Ticked off at Daniel Bryan. Those two fight. Edge lays out Bryan. Hits Bryan with a chair. He finally snaps. Roman Reigns talks to Paul Heyman and Jay Uso. Said, hey, I want Adam Pierce and do whatever it takes to get him here. Use force if need be. Uso says, you sure? And then Seth Rollins went one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura in a FastLane rematch. Rollins did win. Cesaro did return. Attacks Rollins. Pierce talks to Roman Reigns. Says, hey, I understand your situation. I will get in consideration. I will make a decision by the end of the night. 6-man tag match. Big E and the Street Profits against Apollo Crews and Alpha Academy. Apollo Crews and Alpha Academy did pick up the victory in that matchup. They'll give Apollo Crews some momentum going to WrestleMania against Big E for the Intercontinental Championship. Caleb Braxton interviewed an angry Seth Rollins, even because he got attacked by Cesaro. Cesaro attacks him again, and swaying Rollins, only this time around is a few short rotations. Edge talks to Adam Pearce, says, you got to do something about this. Adam Pearce says, I'm going to make my decision. You got to be patient. Then you got the KO show with Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn was still running his mouth about the conspiracy video. He says Logan Paul, the popular YouTuber sensation, has looked into it, and now we'll be appearing with him next week at the red carpet premiere, which is really crazy and stupid. Well, whatever. But Kevin Owens was not in the mood for that. He wants a match against Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, yes or no. Sami Zayn keeps running his mouth, says yes or no. Yes. So that match is happening. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, WrestleMania. It's going to be a big moment. It's going to be a good matchup. Daniel Bryan talked to, and then Owens attacked Sami Zayn afterwards. Shut up, Sami Zayn. Thank you, Kevin Owens. You're the freaking man. Daniel Bryan did talk to Adam Pearce. Said, hey, you can make the right decision. It's up to you. Caleb Braxton interviewed Bianca Belair before her match against Natalya. And Bianca Belair says she's going to remind Sasha Banks why she's the EST of WWE. And then during her match against Natalya, Sasha Banks shows up. And then outside the ring, Sasha gets slapped by Bianca Belair. Banks attacks Bianca Belair after she picked up the victory over Natalya. And in the end, though, I'll tell you one thing. This rivalry is going to be awesome. Edge confronted Roman Reigns, Uso, and Paul Heyman. Said, hey, we got to do something down with Daniel Bryan. He stole our spotlight. We got to get him out. And Reigns kind of nodded his head and goes, well, let's do it. We'll think about it. And then Dolph Ziggler went one-on-one with Rey Mysterio. Dolph Ziggler, one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions with fellow Dirty Dog Robert Roode. And then you got Rey Mysterio has a son, Dominic, who's wearing an Eddie Guerrero t-shirt paying tribute to Eddie, and Rey Mysterio did pick up the victory over Dolph Ziggler. Hall of Fame inductees announced for class of 2021. Batista is out because he unfortunately had a prior commitment going. He's in Australia filming a movie, and he says he could not be there, so he decided to bow out of the induction, even though he's technically inducted into the Hall of Fame. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. It's a matter of what year now, because he says he wants to do it properly when there's a crowd and he wants to thank people properly, which I can understand where he's coming from. So, and the WWE granted that to him. So instead, Kane and the Great Khali are both inducted into the 2021 Hall of Fame this year. Khali, his induction was announced on WWE Now India, while Kane was announced on the bump by none other than his brother, the legendary Undertaker. Should be, a lot of people say, how come Kane hasn't been inducted before Undertaker? I think another reason why, crowd reasons why. The pandemic has basically screwed up every plan in the WWE. So don't get mad at WWE. Blame the pandemic. Blame our politicians. They're being morons about this whole thing. And I'll tell you one thing: the WWE is trying to do the best they can. Listen, I'm sorry. That's my personal opinion on that matter. So, Adam Pearce's decision, while all elements are involved, came around, and it will be at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan is added to the match. Universal title will be on the line in a triple threat match. All three combatants go at each other, but in the end, Daniel Bryan attacks Edge. Edge takes Daniel Bryan. Edge spears Reigns, and Edge stands tall, almost threatening to hit Reigns and Bryan with concertos. It's like Edge is back to his old self. And I tell you one thing, that would be not good news for Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. 205 Live. The Bollywood Boys took on Arya Daivari and Tony Nese with the 205 Live OGs. Daivari and Nese did pick up the victory. And the two newcomers to 205 Live, August Gray and Ashanti Diaz, went one-on-one. August Gray did pick up the victory. Daivari tried to come out and lift his hand, and Gray does not trust him one bit. So that is it. That is all for 205 Live. Now, here's the WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver cards. NXT will start NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver on the USA Network April 7th. The night one title, in night one, the women's title on the line. Io Shirai to defend against Raquel Gonzalez. The NXT Tag Team title on the line. The vacant belts in a triple threat match. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans versus Legado del Fantasmas. Team of Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza. NXT UK title on the line. Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa. There'll be a 6-man gauntlet eliminator for the North American title match. And like I said, the 12 men, 6 of the 12 men I mentioned will be decided in the Battle Royal the week before NXT TakeOver. Night 2, that will be on Peacock Television. The NXT title on line. Finn Balor defends against Karrion Kross. The NXT Cruiserweight title will be in a unification ladder match. Dawn Devlin versus Santos Escobar. And the winner of the Gauntlet Elimination match from Night 1 will face Johnny Gargano for the North American title in Night 2. And the unsanctioned matchup so far in Night 2, it will be Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole, baby. All right, WrestleMania 37. The card goes like this so far. Night 1, the WWE Championship be on the line. Bobby Lashley to defend against Drew McIntyre. The SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Sasha Banks to defend against Bianca Belair. The Raw Tag titles are on the line. Night 1, New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. Bad Bunny going one-on-one with The Miz. Cesaro going one-on-one with Seth Rollins. And Braun Strowman going one-on-one with Shane McMahon. Night 2, the Universal title will be on the line in a triple threat match. Roman Reigns to defend against Edge and Daniel Bryan. Raw Women's title on the line. Asuka to defend against Rhea Ripley. Intercontinental title on the line. Big E to defend against Apollo Crews. Alright, and 2 matches happening in Night 2. Kevin Owens one-on-one with Sami Zayn. Randy Orton versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Those are the matches happening so far. I'm sure more will be added. Cards subject to change as always. That is my WEML TV Channel 77 Wrestling Report. And as you know, this is my last weekly one because I'm going to go, since now the winter season's over, the winter weather is over, we're going back. As I'm on vacation next week, we're going back to the one show at a time. Then I do Raw Event Center, Raw Thunderdome Event Center, then NXT, then NXT UK, and we'll go down to SmackDown 205 Live. Each one will have an event center of their own. So I'm going to make some new thumbnails out of that one. So this is my last weekly one. It's like I felt like I bunched them all together. I figured because of the winter weather that we had in the past, I figured that's what I want to do for right now until the weather starts moderating, temps start moderating, and everything's improving and everything else. So that's the way we stand right now. I'm just excited about the whole thing. I don't know about you guys. I'm just excited, period. So, like I said, I want to thank Elliot Cease for subscribing. Thank you. If you have any questions, like well, and hope you guys tune in for another episode of WEML TV channel 77. It will happen on episode 105, and hopefully I'll give you another Saturday Superstar Cake. Don't know what game I'm going to play then. I always had this difficult decision to make. We'll find out. All right. I'll see you guys later. Got any questions, comments about the wrestling events, the WWE wrestling events? Please comment on them. I know Vaughn's gonna have a lot of crazy ideas in his head. If I'm gonna run them all down, that's the way it is, man. And I have to correct him on a few things as always. So we'll see what happens. All right. I'll see you guys later. Guys, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in episode 105. Peace.